Chase.
Yeah.
I slapped the shit out of you.
Welcome back to the run-in.
Oh,
got
that's
Chase.
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Surge?
Yes, the run-in.
The running.
The run-in.
We have won.
Surge,
We have won.
I'm asking.
What have you won?
Are we the run-in?
We are the running.
We the running?
We
DJ, are we running?
oh
We run it.
no.
No.
We're not in agreement.
No.
We got it.
We got it.
We got it.
We got it.
We
We
got
got
it.
it.
What do you
Y'all
got?
just named
What do
the
you
show.
mean? Yeah.
What did you?
It was 100% consensus. The running.
He said we running.
He
You
said
heard
the
the man
running.
first.
We won it.
He said the running.
Well,
He
welcome-
said the running.
He said, I
Welcome
did say
to
the
the
running.
running.
I'm asking the
The
question.
running. We run it. We run it.
No, you just said the running
okay.
too.
No, I
That's
said-
what I'm
I said
talking
we run it.
The running because we run.
You
That's
said
what I'm
it,
talking about.
You talking too
That's
loud.
what I'm
bro.
saying.
Welcome back, fam.
It's talking too loud,
Let's get
bro.
this started at the top. News, breaking news. TNA has officially banned any blood or gore on their wrestling promotion moving forward.
Whack.
So any excessive blood or gore will no longer be tolerated on the program.
Dean Ambrose' fault.
The hard way is okay though. So they said if you're in the middle of a match and you accidentally bleed,
What?
that's fine. Like, because it happens in wrestling. You get hurt, you bleed. But apparently they're doing it for advertisements and sponsors. What's your reaction to that, Serge?
Tell me you're WWE without telling me you're WWE.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Chase?
I second that what Serge is saying. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to see blood in every single event.
Is this a shot at AEW?
Of course.
What?
Of course.
Nigga, I don't know. But I think it's whack.
It's what?
It's part of wrestling, man.
No.
I agree. Like it doesn't have to be a part of every match, but
To your point, it's part of wrestling, but you don't need to do it every week.
No, yeah.
You don't need to.
if they're doing it every match, that's fucking whack.
That's what I'm saying.
But-
Like, just
Yeah.
because they put that in there doesn't mean that it's not going to happen.
Is it because of Dean Ambrose went viral for that whole the spike in his back,
Mm.
and it was too much?
It's just a lot probably going on with AEW. Honestly, like AEW is like the heel promotion, and WWE is like the face promotion
Yeah.
right now. So that's my segue
But
into my next
Yeah.
question. So just stay with me.
yeah.
All right.
What do you guys prefer,
That's
faces or heels? What do you prefer, Chase?
Heels.
Heels.
All
Doesn't
day.
surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I know you very well. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
As a kid, faces all day.
Yeah.
But as an adult, yeah, give me a good bad guy.
What about you, DJ?
Honestly, sadly, I have to agree with this nigga.
Crazy.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yo,
Sadly,
Chase,
dog.
listen. Moving forward,
Sadly,
when y'all two agree, y'all gotta put the finger up
Nah, not
in
a
the air
chance.
together. Come on, y'all agree, man.
Y'all
There
did
you
it.
go.
Wow. But guess what? He's only saying that because I'm winning the war.
no, bro. It's like, yeah, but yeah, to his point, like all my favorite wrestlers back in the day were baby faces.
Word.
Now, like, yeah, I agree. Sadly, that's it.
Wait, hold on. Your favorite wrestler was what was his favorite wrestler?
Bobo Brazil.
Nah,
Arn Anderson? Yeah.
Was Arn Anderson a heel?
Yeah, heel all day.
But you was a kid growing up loving Arn Anderson.
No, I was a kid growing up loving a racist. You know?
Oh yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, wiggity whack. What you gonna do?
Sorry.
He on the cuff. Sorry. Off the cuff.
You can bleep that out. Bleep it out. Bleep it out. But what you gonna do?
You know, we trying to get like
I good shit. That's why you bleep it. That's why you
believe that.
This thing is fully in character right now.
Oh,
Just
man.
let it
Crazy.
rock, dog. Let it rock.
This is crazy.
Wait.
Yo, how you feel?
It's a hat trick. Same thing.
Yeah.
Grew up loving the faces, but as an adult, give me a good heel.
Cool.
Good heel.
Cool. Fair enough. So then let's transition to this then. In-ring ability.
Who's yours though? What was
Say-
your-
listen, honestly, I feel the same way as y'all.
Okay.
I mean, growing up, I was straight faces, and then I discovered the beauty of a heel, and I was like, "Oh, damn! If you're a good heel, I think that's
Yeah.
amazing." So, like I said, my favorite heel of all time was Vince McMahon. I don't think there was any.
And the geniuses are the ones that can just straddle the fence. Like you don't like it
Yeah.
just kind of like just runs as one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Real quick, before you go to the next question, can I just ask, what do y'all like about heels? Like, what do y'all find captivating
So I
about
like
heels?
a heel that's believable,
Okay.
Yes.
right? So if I can see the asshole in you, then that's fun to me because you get to be a jerk on television. You get to like kind of like tease everybody, but you also get to do whatever the hell you want. And I think that that's cool. So if you're like a good heel, if you're really good, Eddie Guerrero was a great heel, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was.
He was a
in
great face,
WCW
great
or
heel.
WWE?
It just in general, he was just-
WWE for sure.
Chris Jericho, great heel.
Great.
Facts.
He's a better heel than he was a face all day.
I don't
man.
remember Chris Jericho as a heel. I mean, as a babyface. I feel
Nah,
like he's always been a heel. I'm just saying he's been that good to me where he just seemed like a heel.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, like he's just been a heel the entire time to
Yeah.
me.
So I mean, like, there's certain people when you put that heel stocking cap on.
Yeah.
That
Wave cap, do-rag.
wave cap.
Unlike John Cena.
360, you know.
Unlike John Cena stealing a black man's image. But go ahead, continue. You know what I mean?
The next one.
That's
You know
why
what I mean?
he's a
No.
great heel.
What
We're
you
not
say?
gonna touch that one. We're not gonna touch that one.
I didn't even
Wait,
say
wait,
that.
wait, wait.
Go ahead.
That is why he's a great heel, because you love to hate him, and he made the bad guy.
Chase,
the
we
good
don't
guy.
need all that. We don't need all that.
Right. See, we said the air quotes and all
We
that.
don't need all
Relax.
that.
Sit
What
back,
do you
player.
mean?
We don't
Sit
need
back.
all that.
I'm
Sit back.
talking about the heel that'll make him kneel.
What
are you talking about? Right? What are you
He
talking
only
about?
makes you deal, bro. Relax. Like, can we continue?
Makes me kneel, but guess what? You bring him up every time, so I guess we're both kneeling together.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Cool.
Not a chance.
We got you, DJ.
So in-ring ability versus mic
Go ahead and
skills.
take it up.
By the way,
Yep.
pretty good mic skills, my man.
Thank you.
That's what he does on the regular.
So let's start with you. In-ring skills or
Wow.
You said you
Wow.
said
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I
No,
set
no,
you,
no,
bro.
no.
That's my fault.
No,
Nigga do.
I set
No,
you
no,
up,
nigga do.
No, no.
and I didn't even.
I just said this man was on his knees for John Cena.
He just said you have mic
it's-
skills.
It's okay.
So,
Mic skills, no?
so let's stay focused. In-ring ability versus mic skills.
Mike Sills all day.
Again.
I didn't expect that from you.
Like, okay, anybody can have a good match. Anybody can have a great match. We've seen great matches by people we don't care about, right? You could say Cesaro is a great wrestler, amazing wrestler. I don't give two rats' asses about a Cesaro match. I don't care about him growing. I don't care about him doing anything because he doesn't sell the match.
Shout out
He
to
just-
Cesaro. Hopefully, we get an interview soon.
right? He
Yeah,
shows
we
up.
need that.
Oh, not after this. But
This guy. He's
Killer.
shots at everybody, dog.
No, man.
right? Yeah. But the thing is, not to say that he's not good.
Right.
Right? When Vince said the brass ring, he was talking about all around, right? And you have to sell the product. If I don't care about why you're wrestling,
Good point, Chase. Good point.
I agree.
What you think, DJ?
Yeah, like being an asshole on the mic or hyping up the crowd. I think that's the beautiful part about it. The mic has to be the biggest part of the character. I think so.
Pause.
Like, yeah, pause. My bad. The in-ring skills. We've seen Hogan trash. You know what I'm saying? But his persona and who he is. Yes,
Good point.
big time.
Good point. Serge.
I'm gonna go with the opposite. I'm gonna have to say in-ring skills.
He went opposite. You can't put the finger up.
In-ring.
Why?
In-ring
yeah.
skills. How?
Wait,
Ring.
what?
How?
Speak your
Yeah.
mind.
How do you, but how
No,
do you
no,
get to the
I'm
match
saying-
without the mic? Pause.
In-ring skills.
How do you
what,
get?
what do you mean?
How do you get there?
What do you mean? How do you get there? You could always get better on the mic, but like in-ring skills, you know what I'm saying. Listen, I grew up in the 90s.
Wait.
Okay, I grew up in the
No,
90s. I don't need to
wait.
say none of that shit. Okay, give me a break. Anyways,
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm just saying in-ring skills.
Right.
Like you could talk all the shit you want, but you gotta back it up.
That's true.
You gotta back it up. Am I wrong?
Or who do you
Yes.
Because if
All
you,
day.
I mean, he's basically describing the Miz.
The Miz can wrestle his ass off.
I mean, like no one really gives a shit about
Shit,
his-
exactly.
Yeah, nobody gives a crap. But here's the thing.
But he's one of the better, like the best on the mic though.
So who would you take? Because we're describing two different people. We're describing the Miz, or we're describing AJ Styles.
Miz is better than
I'll take the Miz all day.
Miz is who's better than
As
the
a
Miz right
collective,
now.
as a collection.
If we're describing who's going to sell this event and who's going to put somebody over and who's going to build a star,
The Miz over AJ Styles.
the Miz all day.
They use him as a stepping stone. Miz gets his ass knocked out on every debut.
Facts.
Pretty sure he just got knocked
Yeah.
out. this month.
Alistair.
So,
Yes,
He
it
did. What's my
Yes,
what's,
it is.
what's the nigga name? What's the nigga name?
Alistair
Alistair
Black.
Black. Yeah.
see, so I mean,
Yeah.
I guess because All right, because when I think about it, it's really black and white for me. Because growing up, I love the idea of the Ultimate Warrior. Right,
Mm-hmm.
he was great on the mic as a kid.
Yes.
The character was bigger than the
I'm
wrestler.
listening.
Watch his matches.
He
Hold on. I'm
sucks.
going back. Yeah,
He would-
actually,
he would-
this is
Pause, he would
reverse.
blow himself up.
Yeah.
Before he got to the ring.
You know that, right?
What?
He would run.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And he'd be tired by the time he got to the ring. He couldn't
Okay,
wrestle.
my fault. Bad example.
That's a true story.
Bret
bro.
Hart. I don't want to be controversial. Chris Benoit, his wrestling style. Like
Nah,
he
we talking
wasn't the
about
best
Chris
on the
Benoit.
mic, but
Who?
wrestling
Wrestling?
style.
Who?
Benoit?
Oh, Bret Hart is the
So-
best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Come on, bro. Don't do that.
What you mean? But he was more in ring ability
He
than
was-
mic skills.
He was good.
Yeah, but
was on the
Bret Hart
mic.
sold
Like, it wasn't
those
even
matches
close.
with
He was
who
good.
he was fighting.
Say it
He was
again?
good.
You
And
remember those matches, even though they were great matches. You remember them for Shawn Michaels.
You remember for the storyline.
You
Yeah,
remember for the
Dude,
storylines.
Nah, what you mean?
You don't remember him?
I do remember him,
Oh,
but
so-
for great matches. Not for his
Not for the storylines that followed the great matches.
for great
Bro, you
matches,
crazy.
bro.
He was nice.
He was nice.
He's underrated to me.
As a talker, he's
Who
I
is?
think Bret.
Bret.
Bret Hart.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I said. I remember him for his matches, his in ring ability. What do you?
So, okay, let me ask you this,
Mhm.
right? Before we move on, because I know,
Yeah, my fault.
right?
No, you good.
No. Okay. Name a match that made you go, I want to see this pay-per-view.
From Bret Hart.
No. Anybody. Name a match, right? That made you say, I want to see this pay-per-view. Right? It's either the story or the way this person talked, but name a match, since you said match over mic skills. Name a match.
I said in
But
ring.
wrestling
No, I
ability
said-
is a part of it too because
No, I said ability over in ring.
because like
No, I said
You know
ability
who else
over
he's
mic
describing?
skills.
Yes, that's what I'm
when he
asking.
says ability over Mike Skills, Goldberg all day.
Ooh, I didn't
Goldberg
even think of
all
that
day.
one. That is true.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You
Did
know
he
what
ever?
I'm saying?
I feel like did he ever talk on the mic? I feel like
Yeah,
No,
who's
who's
next?
next? That's
I
what
know,
I said.
it.
But that was his promo.
That's it.
That was a part of that, though.
I mean,
So I mean, like
he
there
was
is
whooping ass.
there is
That
there
was
is
a part
two
of that.
sides to the coin.
He was whooping ass though.
You damn right he was.
That's
It's
all.
just what I prefer. That was the
Yeah,
like,
that's
that's
fair
the
enough.
Yeah.
that's the
And it
Well, I'm
makes
just
sense.
trying to,
Yeah.
to understand
My
your
thing is-
take because it's, for me, it's just like, if we're looking at why I love matches too, right? But what gets you intrigued about a match?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's my
right?
question.
What gets you intrigued
Yes.
about it
It's-
is like, even with Goldberg, before you say, right? Even with Goldberg, after he won, who's next? And you were interested about who he was going
That's
to
not Mike
paired up
Skills
to.
type.
Huh?
We're not gonna move the goal.
But just the
That's
excitement.
not
Of it.
fucking
I'm just saying
Mike
this.
Skills.
Why the fuck am I agreeing with this thing tonight?
Y'all putting hands and feet on Serge, not allowing that.
yeah, no,
That's crazy.
Y'all
No,
can
no,
do
I'm
whatever
just
y'all
asking
want.
the
But
question.
no.
So
it's like, how do you
but-
get to the match? That's all.
Right. For instance, matches. One of my favorite matches, and it's not going to be advertised because it involves Chris Benoit. But 03, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
Great
that's
match.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
match.
That was one of my favorites. Not a lot of mic skills per se. Like
But
it was
Kurt-
Kurt Angle being Kurt
That's what I'm
Angle.
saying. Kurt.
But I'm just saying, look at the match in itself.
The match,
In
beautiful.
ring ability
But
because
Kurt
of those
sold
two.
that
But that's what I'm saying.
He
Kurt
did.
is the nigga, man.
Kurt sold
Yeah.
that.
He
Like
did, he
every
did.
match
That
that
was- he
Benoit
did.
was in the WWE, right? Even though the
Between them
matches
two.
were great,
Between them two.
somebody
Actually, all of them.
sold that match to make you want to watch it.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Whether it was Triple H, whether it was The Rock,
In
whether
ring
it was
ability,
Kurt
though.
Angle, somebody sold that
But that
match.
goes to the ability. That's all in there.
It's true.
You got to be
Yeah.
able to sell it too. You got to tell
Yeah.
the story.
But that's what I'm
That's the
saying.
psychology of the
Yeah.
matches. It's not just the offensive; it's everything.
So
Like
That's
you
what-
got to
that's
be a
what we're
complete
saying.
wrestler. You could talk all day. If you can't
Mhm.
get in the ring and wrestle, like you're Paul Heyman, then
Nobody want to see Paul Heyman fight.
that's what I'm saying. You just talk all day.
But-
You can't wrestle.
But people do want to see Paul Heyman get beat up, though. And people
All right,
will
but do you
pay
want to see that on a weekly basis?
No, not in the least bit. But that's why you have him run, right? Like why Bobby Heenan was so dope, or Jim
love Bobby
Cornette was
Heenan.
so dope,
I love him.
is because they would talk all their junk on the mic week after week, day after day, and then when they got they ass handed to them, that was the payoff. They didn't need to wrestle; they just needed to do what they do.
True.
So
Right.
in the spirit of Mike Skills, then let's go down nostalgia road. favorite promos all time. I'll name a few just to get you started, and then kind of like tell me like why was it your favorite promo and like what really stuck out to you at that time. So the first one, and I made a list of the top 10, so we'll go through them. Let me know what you think. But the very first one I put up here, kind of starting backwards and going up to the top one. It's Bret Screwed Bret, 1997.
Montreal
Vince McMahon's
Screwjob.
promo. It's to reveal that Vince McMahon is the owner of WWF at the time. Most people didn't know that. And then there was the infamous screw job.
Montreal.
And Bret Hart leaves. Shawn Michaels takes over, becomes the face of the company. And the famous Bret Screwed Bret promo gives birth. 1997. Wow. 1997.
Yeah.
We old, nigga.
Next one. The Rock's promo before Armageddon. It was like his very first like hardcore Rock promo after like separated from
Nation.
the Nation. And that was like the birth of The Rock as we begin to know him, as we know him today. He kind of came out of his shell. He gave like an epic promo right before Armageddon. Next one, Life Sucks Then You Die. That promo Vince McMahon gave, and then he walked out to the car and everybody was like kind of looking at him. He got in the limo and it blew up. And then he was back on TV the next night because obviously what happened with Chris Benoit. But yeah, I mean, it's memorable for a different reason, but that's another one. The countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Debut: Chris Jericho.
Break the walls. Yeah, that was good.
That was dope.
And
Yeah,
mostly
that was
The
good.
Rock.
That was because he's like
mostly The Rock.
because my favorite part was like, Chris Jericho did all that, and then The Rock's like, I don't even know you, man.
Yeah.
Jabroni, what's your name? He's like, oh, my name is Chris. It doesn't matter what you. That was the best part.
Do you think that you could come up here just because you took the mask off of somebody named Juventud?
That was amazing.
Oh. Yo, wrestling back in the day.
1999 Sunday Night Heat.
Damn.
Triple H's promo, first time he calls himself the Game. Dope promo. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, gotta check it out. 1998 DX State of the Union. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
The State of the Union. Another State of the Union that was very like similar to the DX State of the Union, but they did it first. Same year was the NWO State of the Union. The disruption of the the radio disruption or the television disruption, and then they were all on there pretending to be the Four Horsemen.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Damn.
like Kevin Nash
Damn.
had
Arn Anderson.
Arn
had the
Anderson's
cooler.
actual
Shrek.
lunchbox.
Yeah. You
He
can
did the
have my
promo with
spot. Not the beard, because that's already spoken for. You can have my spot. Not your dog spot. Not my ball spot. Not my liver spot. But my spot.
That was crazy. Mick Foley's 2000 promo where he actually transitions into the Cactus Jack.
Oh, Dude Low was a joint too, man. Don't.
And
Don't
like,
disrespect Dude Love.
the most famous
Huh?
out of like most promos that everybody can kind of like connect with even today is the CM Punk pipe bomb.
That was a good one.
So, Serge.
Honestly, so one of my favorite promos that's not on that list
Booker
that
T.
I think is underrated. Nope.
Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you.
No.
Okay.
Mark Henry's retirement.
Oh,
I
amazing.
love that.
I
Mark
was saying
Henry's
that.
retirement.
So explain it to DJ.
Oh, you didn't see that?
I was outside, dog.
So
This is around the time I was not watching wrestling.
alright, so I haven't seen it in a while, but so I know John Cena came out to the ring. He was cutting his promo on being a champ and whatnot. Then Mark Henry comes out just randomly out of the blue, comes out dressed in
He's got like
pink
a collar shirt on.
pink
and
collar,
everything.
pink jacket, white shirt, and he comes out and he starts talking about how he, it's time to hang it up. He feels it's the end of his career. He's telling his daughter, "I'm coming home."
Everybody's like getting emotional.
It's
He's
a
like,
it's
I'm
a real
tired.
good moment.
He's
Yeah.
talking to the crowd.
He's talking to,
Yeah.
exactly. He's talking to the crowd. So eventually it gets to a point where John is still there. And Mark Henry is like saying bye to the crowd, and John gives him the WWE title. And I think Mark Henry says, "I didn't earn it. You got to earn it," or something to that effect. And John raises his hand, and it gets to a point where I think he fakes leaving and he clotheslines him. Is that what happens? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he world's strongest man slam
Right away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he bodied him, bro.
But
And
it's
then-
Body John Cena.
it was the delivery because it was authentic because we thought it was like, oh
Yeah.
damn,
So
he's
everybody's
really
like,
out of
"Wait,
here.
What?
And then-
Exactly.
And
But
then imagine Mark Henry's big ass saying, I still got gas in the tank. What you think this was? It ain't over. I ain't over. I still got gas in the tank. How big and mean he looked,
yes.
bro.
That's why
He
I
killed
think
it.
it's one of my favorite promos is because it reinvented his character and brought him back to main event status. He was back on top of the game.
Yeah, that
he
was
had
dope.
everybody watching again. And it was
Yeah.
Mark Henry.
And he didn't retire. It was
He
just
did,
like,
it was
he's like
he
the
didn't
promo.
retire. Like
Yeah.
he
That's
still
cool.
had plenty left in
They,
the tank.
they actually did like a little homage. They paid homage to that.
Yeah.
Recently,
man.
last year, AJ Styles kind of came out and did the exact same promo
Yeah.
and said he was retiring and everything. So shout out to Mark Henry. That was
Yeah.
dope.
for real.
And the thing, before we move on, that Mark Henry used to do after he beat somebody up, he would just go, "This is what I do." Right? It's just like some big ass bully. Imagine you getting beat up and he just be like, "This is what I
Yep.
do."
He
And he's just slapping you in the face.
I dig it.
he was
I like it.
legitimately the world's strong. Like
Yeah,
He has that claim.
He legit was.
Like,
the
come
world's
on,
strongest
bro.
man. Shout out to Eddie Hall, who I think is now DJ.
I knew this thing was gonna come to me. The probably one I think about the most, like who
Mark Henry
this guy.
at the Million Man March.
Anyway,
What do you mean? Black superstar.
can
What the
I?
hell does that have to do with the promos?
Mark Henry,
But
not Mark Henry, Mark Maron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mark Maron. I
See,
see
that's-
that.
hold on.
Yo, you fucked up his own joke. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
anyway, I would say the birth of Stone Cold when he cut the promo, Austin 316, King of the
Oh,
Ring.
King of the
I
Ring.
was
Hey, you
a good
gotta
one.
throw your
Yep.
one up because that was
Yeah,
was-
fire.
I'll do
Yeah.
that too.
For sure. We'll
What?
give you that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I would say that for sure. So you go, yes, sir. Because Vince obviously didn't like the fact, and then obviously the T-shirts were made, and rest is history.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
the birth of the Four Horsemen.
I'm gonna walk off. I'm gonna go home.
What do you mean?
Is it over? Is this over?
You mean to tell me the birth of one of the greatest factions
Oh, my
stables wasn't an impactful promo? You had Ric Flair walking out of the house. You had Arn Anderson.
Bro,
Yeah.
checking for that.
You know,
Stop.
Get him, DJ.
Huh?
Get him, DJ.
No one's checking for that,
I'm
bro.
laughing at DJ's reaction.
God
man.
the birth of the Four Horsemen.
Go ahead.
Was it-
It's your stage. I'm
without
sorry.
Bro, it's your
them,
favorite promo, bro. You can't get at him for that.
No,
But it's
no.
whack.
What do you mean?
It's his favorite.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. You're right. Go ahead. Go
What
ahead,
do
sir.
you mean?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Why is it your favorite promo?
Because it's the birth of one
That's
of the
not your favorite
greatest.
promo.
It is actually.
That's your favorite promo?
No, it's not.
Okay, then. Tell me what your favorite promo is.
But, actually,
Oh,
one of
boy.
my favorite promos, right? And it's not one of the famous ones. It's when Goldberg first got there and he was beefing with The Rock, and The Rock called him a whisker biscuit. You know? And he was like, "You whisker biscuit, bitch."
It was The Rock.
Yeah,
Yo,
he
The
was
Rock
like- he
was
was
saying
like-
some wild
Yes,
stuff.
and then I hit him with a chair. Pow! And I hit him with another chair.
All right. One of my low-key favorite promos is from a couple years ago. Triple H and The Rock in the back with Stephanie McMahon when they were, you know,
is that Raw?
yeah, they were established, and I guess they were going to go out to eat. They were hinting to a WrestleMania match, but they were going to go out to eat, and they were like arguing or trying to one up each other on who's going to get the tab, and then who was a better wrestler and whatnot. I think y'all should check that out. But that's one of my favorite
Okay.
promos.
All right. Dope.
Why are we this close?
Yes,
I don't know. Every
Yes.
time we get together, we get this close, and
Yes.
it's kind of weird. I can't back up. I can't back up either.
They actually always had good promos
Chemistry,
because like back in the day with your face all squinched up, you know.
Yeah.
Back,
I'm the game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, The Rock was
The Rock.
he was the best.
The Rock's got like a
Yeah.
handful of like
All of them.
all time.
Hell yeah.
Hell
greatest promos.
He could
Hell
talk.
yeah.
Definitely came from him just making fun of people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that.
And Coach will always like fucking laugh.
Oh yeah.
Coach can never
You
keep a straight
remember
face.
the one where he was like, even you could be Chris Benoit. And he took the blackout and put it in the dude's mouth. And he was like, go ahead, smile, you're the rapper day. And he smiled and he was missing a tooth.
Oh, shit. Another Rock one that was like amazing was when they had the Rock and Sock connection.
Oh,
And
Classic.
Mick Foley's, Mankind's best friend at the time was Al Snow.
Mhm.
And so Al Snow was in the locker room and they were gonna have he was like he was talking to Mick about like being a part of the match, them three, because I think it was like a 3-on-3. And Al Snow's Mankind's like, yeah, you know, just when you meet The Rock, just like introduce yourself. And he's like, no, he knows me already. He knows who I am and everything. We're cool people. And he's like, you sure, man? He's like, yeah, he knows me. He's like, all right, well, he's gonna come in here, so just make sure. And so The Rock comes in, and Al Snow's like, hey, Rock, you remember me? It's Al Snow. And The Rock like stared at him for like 5 seconds, and then looked at Mankind and was like, tell whoever this jabroni is right here, don't say anything, don't do anything, shut your mouth. No, just goes off, like completely cusses him out, but doesn't even talk to him. He cusses out Al Snow to Mankind and then walks out the room. And that is like one of the funniest promos ever. Because he's like, oh, man, I thought we were cool. Like at the end, like it's hilarious.
Nah, honestly, The Rock he always had him.
He's
Everything, bro.
Shout out to Eddie Guerrero. That one back in the day in 2002 when he started singing Eddie Guerrero, Arriba.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Facts. Yeah. He has
funny shit, man.
Bro.
classics, bro.
Yeah, funny shit. So shout out to the age of promos.
What?
Facts.
Hopefully we get back to that soon.
Trying.
No,
You know
I
who was
want
on a run?
who?
And this is not even promos. When you were talking about crazy stuff that happened, Big Boss Man was on a run in the 2000s.
That was my guy.
When
Maybe
he
early.
fed Al Snow his dog.
Oh, I remember that.
Hold on,
It's
wait.
like, yeah, you see my dog? Yeah, you're eating it.
Yo, I miss the Attitude Era, man. Attitude Era was
Bro.
wild, bro.
Yeah. That's all I can say.
But y'all let us know in the comments what's your favorite promo of all time. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. We running?
Peace.
The running.
We
The
running.
running.
We running.
The running.
We already won this battle.
We out of
It's
here.
on camera.
Peace.
Yes.